So it's Friday, and I could not decide what to read when I got up this morning. I thought, am I going to go back to A Darker Shade of Magic? I'm still not super keen on jumping back into that at this moment. I was hoping to put another book in between me and trying to continue that book again. And then I thought to myself, well, I did check out Raven Song by T.J. Klune from the library. Maybe I'll read that. And then I realized in this forgotten nook of my phone that I had actually checked out Circe by Madeline Miller from the library about a week ago, which means that I have 7 days left before it expires. Uh-oh. So, this weekend I'm going to read Circe. I know almost nothing about this book. I will give you another update, obviously, after I've started reading it and understand a little bit more. From what I believe, just from having scanned the internet and the book, is that it is a twist on the Odyssey from the point of view of Circe, who is a villain in the Odyssey. And I am not super familiar with that source material, but I did recently read The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, which is her other book, and I enjoyed it a lot. So I'm looking to get sucked into this book in the same way as I got sucked into that one. Let's find out. So this weekend's vlog is a little bit short. There is a reason for that. It's because I am not feeling the best. I started on some new pain medication that is supposed to help, but really it just makes my head super fuzzy. So it's making getting into the book that I chose even more difficult. I've decided to put down Circe for now. I only have a couple days left with it before the library takes it back, but it's really not gripping me the same way that The Song of Achilles did. I think the reason is because in both cases the author decides to start and give like the main character's entire life story. Basically, like, let's start with the childhood, and that's not a thing that I typically really like in a book. In the case of The Song of Achilles, which is the other book by Madeline Miller that I have read, the main character meets Achilles really early in, like, he's like 12 or something like that when he meets Achilles. So I was hooked very early because I knew that that was the story there, and I was very interested in the way it unfolded between the two of them. In the case of Circe, I don't really know what to expect, except at some point I assume Odysseus is going to come and she's going to ask him to stay with her and he's going to leave. Which is not really the vibe that I'm hoping to read right now. I know that the Song of Achilles was a tragedy because obviously Achilles died in a very recognizable manner, and I knew that going into it, but I found that that book still ended in a way that was very satisfying. It wasn't like a happy ending, but it wasn't a sad ending either because they got to be together in the afterlife. And I just feel so far in Circe, like her mother doesn't like her, her father doesn't like her, she raised her younger brother who then left her. She fell in love with a mortal, turned him into a god, and then he decided he didn't want her. So just the fact that Odysseus is going to be doing that as well, I don't really feel like putting myself through that. I hear it's a very good book, but I don't have the core story right now, and I don't really have a reason to read on. So I'm going to put that one down. I never did continue with A Darker Shade of Magic. I still might pick it up in the coming week. Right now I am in the middle of a new book that I picked up from Walmart yesterday. I went to the book aisle, of course. When you're in Walmart, one goes straight to the books. And I saw this. Obviously I bought it. I wasn't going to. Because of my wrists, and I'm always like, oh, should I buy a physical copy? And most Stephanie London books that I have are either ebook or audio, and this is her new one, by the way. And I almost walked away, and then Mark was like, well, would it make you happy to buy it? And I said, well, yeah. And it's just kind of been staring at me downstairs, so I started reading it yesterday. I am 116 pages through it so far. I'm not going to finish it today, but I will continue reading it because I like it, and it's very happy, and I need something that has a guaranteed happy ending in it, which this book will definitely fit that bill. I've read Stephanie London before. I love her writing style. She writes very good romantic comedies, and she's also Australian, and she now lives in Canada. I've met her at a conference. She's a wonderful person. And so this book is called The Aussie Next Door, where an American who is trying to escape her past goes to Australia, but her visa is about to expire, and she wonders if 2 months is enough to fall in love. And the hero in the story is an autistic man named Jace, who doesn't think that he can fulfill emotional needs for people because he had a bad breakup about 5 years previous, and she's afraid that she's unlovable because she was bounced around the foster system. And I just think they're super perfect for each other, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Yeah, so I'm going to continue reading that. I hope you've all had a wonderful weekend. I might be a little bit radio silent for the next week or so just because I am starting on that new medication and it's really throwing me through a loop. I almost didn't film this today. And if you're reading something great and happy, please tell me in the comments because I'd really like to know it. For my next read after this one, I need something comforting until my body kind of gets used to all of these new drugs that is in the system and I can think again. Until next weekend, happy reading.